Welcome to the podcast where markets meet perspective. I'm Manuela, your host. Together with my father, who shares his analytical market insights, we break down commodities, equities, geopolitics, and market sentiment. This content is for educational and informational purposes only, not investment advice.
Welcome everyone to the next section of today's podcast. This week we'll be walking you through the following changes that have been happening geopolitically. So the news that we saw. Was there something interesting this week?
Sorry, there is a fly on the screen.
Oh, that's very
Yeah, of
annoying.
course. No, it was a it was a very interesting week, to be honest. So let's get started. I will share my screen at a moment. Do you see it?
Yes, I can see it.
It was on the last day of July. Houthi rebels are working with our IRGC, that is one of the armies in Iran, on a body that aims to levy tolls on commercial vessels in the Red Sea. So, yeah, not only the Strait of Hormuz they want to get money in terms of tolls, but also now the always forget the name, but the other strait through the Red Sea. They also want to have.
We mentioned it last time. I also don't know it anymore.
In the long end, I think it will not be smart on their end because it drives up prices, and it also means that the price of their crude is getting higher. So, due to leverage that you have as a country, that is not very smart, I think. The EU is launching an international tender for 7 next generation data centers, and I highlighted this because you can see here that the EU is finally waking up. So they're doing this, and they put $30 billion in it, or euros in it, to get a reduced dependence on American and Chinese cloud and digital technology. That's very important. So yeah, I'm happy with this message, and you see more messages like this that we really already think it's not enough, but I hope.
Yeah, also that the EU doesn't want American data security companies anymore. They're trying to recruit European, but yeah, you also need to look at who has the best knowledge.
Yeah, you can't get without it, but yeah, they're looking for other way around. That is very, yeah, I think it's very good. I hope it's not too late for that. Then this is on the 3rd of August. The US and Japan confirmed joint intervention to support the yen. Yeah, the yen is falling, so they have to give it a lot of support. And what here is remarkable that the US steps in, also because it's hurting their own economy. Of course, the Japanese are selling a lot of dollars, so it's also been damaging for the dollar. And Japan reportedly deployed, about $37 billion, the first intervention since 2011. And Trump says, yeah, it's out of friendship, but okay, is to support the dollar, of course. I don't know if friendship has anything to do with it, to be honest.
Yeah, I read a tweet that I believe Trump wrote it, or someone of the administration. I believe it was from Trump's account itself. Like Japan has been a great friend apart from Pearl Harbor. This is
Yeah, that's
such a
correct.
strange tweet again.
Yeah, okay. He tweets what he thinks.
Yeah.
Yeah, remarkable man.
Mm.
Romania declares a state of emergency from August due to record low Danube water, and you see it all across Europe. Also, the Rhine River is very low in level of water, and that has some huge implications. That can have huge implications on getting the petrol in, the diesel in, very in the heartland of Europe, because they're doing that over rivers. It's not always going via pipelines, and also pipelines are limited. So, and trucking, yeah, that costs a lot. So they're doing it mostly in the really heartland areas with ships, and they can't deliver it anymore because the ships can't load enough. Yeah, okay. Well, we're back again. Sorry for the bad connection. You can see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I was explaining why there's a lot of troubles due to the low water levels in the rivers of, all across Europe, basically, also the River Rhine. And that means that the petrol streams can't go into the heartland of Europe again. So you see it on the River Danube, but also on the River Rhine. On the River Danube, also another problem works up, and that is that nuclear plants don't get enough water, although the risk is there that they don't get enough water. So, due to precautions, they are thinking of shutting them down. In Hungary, for example, Czech Republic, I read, in Romania, I read. So, there are a lot of troubles there.
But do you need to shut them down? How much water do they need?
Well, I expect they have basins, but in a certain way you have to refresh those basins, what I understand, because otherwise they're getting too hot.
Oh, in that sense. Okay.
You take in the water for cooling. If you just pump it around, then yeah, on a certain moment it will get too hot. So
Yeah.
that is the case. And if it's too low, you can't pump fresh water in. That is what I understand about it. Maybe my understanding is a bit poor on that side. But you must know a nuclear plant, you can't switch it down in days or even weeks. It's a slow process. I think it will take months. So they do it out of precautions. Yeah, that is what the situation is. So energy-wise, even yeah, more critical, getting critical in Europe, not only due to the wars, but also due to the weather.
Yeah.
On the fourth, the US DFC and Department of Commerce are participating in the Critical Minerals Investment Pathways Conference in Brisbane to assess investment opportunities in Queensland, that is in Australia. So America is looking over its borders, not only in Africa or in South America, but now also in Australia. That is remarkable. So they want to put a lot of money in Australia because why? Australia has a lot of resources, a lot of commodities, a lot of critical commodities. And they want to diversify from countries like China and other unfriendly countries for America. That is why. And what I know about South America is that they have less critical. That is what you call critical, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So copper, they do have a lot. Silver, they do also have a lot. But rare earth metals, I don't know that they have a lot. I don't think so, to be honest.
And Australia is also open to this.
Well, I think so. Yeah, there are investments. So yeah, it won't be a problem. They are very mining friendly. Only not the taxes in Australia, but for the rest, they have a lot of mines, a lot of resources. Will be friendly to American money, I think.
Mm-hmm.
The 4th of August is also have a message about Russian e-commerce that called Wildberries. A remarkable name, I think, but that is a big e-shopping center in Russia. And what the Ukrainians do, they are putting drones with bombs on them. And that is, of course, to hurt the Russian people and let them see there is a war going on, and this is the consequence. So you can't shop anymore. And what Wildberries is doing now, they are looking for diversification to Kazakhstan. So there's really something going on if some companies do that.
How many bombs
Also,
do the Ukraine have? Quite a few
a
now.
lot.
No, yeah,
Oh,
drones
a
and
lot.
bombs. Yeah.
Yeah, they are getting support of the European Union, also in America.
Yeah.
So they are funding enough. That is why they can fight back. Otherwise, they would be overrun by Russia a long time ago.
Yeah.
Sorry. Black Sea following drone attacks onto two Turkish commercial ships. Ankara calls on Russia and Ukraine to take security measures to prevent escalation in the region. Yeah, that is something the Turks don't like, of course. But Turkey is getting more and more aggressive towards every side of their country, and also to this side. It's good to have a watching eye on Turkey. They see themselves as a world power now, and they want to take advantage of it, my expectation. And another consequence of the war is that Russia exported almost 20% less wheat, and that is a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And grain even more, 40% less than last year. And the export to Egypt, what is the largest buyer, dropped with more than 40%, 30%, sorry. So that's a lot. They can't maybe break that bread anymore in Egypt over a couple of months. I don't know how it goes there, but 30% less grain is a lot.
Yeah, that's quite a lot, yeah.
And the 5th of August, also remarkable, I think, several banks no longer accept Russian rubles, and that is in Kazakhstan. So that was a country, long time under Russian influence, and Soviet influence, you must say, and now they turning away from the ruble. So, maybe the domino stones are falling for Russia one at a time. They are getting less influence in the region, that's for sure. This is a message I saw. I wanted to highlight it because it's astounding to read, to be honest. But Hamas is preparing the relocation of its most discreet cyber organizational units from Qatar to Turkey, and there you have Turkey again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Hamas. Yeah, in the West we call it a terrorist organization. I think it is, but they are settling down in Turkey, and Turkey is a NATO member. So that is why.
Yeah, that's what I
very
also
remarkable.
find strange.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah.
Have they gotten backlash about that, or you don't know yet?
No, don't know yet.
Okay.
I didn't read anything about that. Then the last day, 6th August, that we reported that is the Deputy Prime Minister, I can't pronounce the name, but he's from Russia, advocates for a rail corridor to the Indian Ocean. And that is to get the trade out. Their view, that's very good, of course, but they want to diversify of the Bosporus and Hormuz. Yeah, possible route is through a couple of countries, also Iran. So that's something to watch, I think. In Syria, I don't know this company, but Syrian Petroleum Co. It's oil company in Syria probably have a deal with an American company. That's also remarkable. Production is expected to rise to 215 barrels per day, so that's not a low number. So yeah, keep an watching eye to Syria, I would say. Syria was also Russian friendly.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's getting more American friendly.
Yeah.
Why it's so important to watch. Also, the DSC, that is Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, bans export of copper concentrations. We have a copper company there that is producing there, so I have to watch what implications that have on the company.
Mm-hmm.
That could be that they have less profits, and that the government wants more, a bigger piece of the pie.
Mm-hmm.
And due to ongoing Ukrainian drone attacks on Russian refineries, Belarusian, that is White Russia, exports gasoline. And quite significant, 30%. People have to understand that Russia was always a big exporter of these products. And now they have to import. So that tells you something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was it for the geopolitics session.
Oh, lots has happened. Let's see how it goes next week. Thank you for gathering all the information. Then we'll see each
Thank
other in the
you.
next section.
Yeah, until then.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
If you're finding this video helpful, please consider liking the video and subscribing to our channel. Your support helps the channel grow and allows us to continue creating valuable content. Thank you for watching. Thanks for watching. If you want deeper market insights, model portfolios and high-quality research, make sure to visit the investorassistancepro.com website and subscribe to our paid services. We should remind you that we do not provide investment advice in all our services. For free tools, tips and educational content, check out beleggershulp.nl. If you found this video valuable, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.